What is up, everybody? Ceo Bob TV today. So we're gonna talk about some movie news. I used to talk about movie news a lot on my channel, but I kind of want to get back to doing that because it's kind of like when gaming is dry, when gaming news is kind of dry. I'll get back to, so we're gonna talk about movie news every now and then. So this is definitely an interesting story that I found. So apparently the star of Marvel's Shang Chi movie, Liu, I'm probably butchering his name, but Simu Liu calls out Disney CEO Bob Chapek for his comments on Shang-Chi theatrical release being an experiment. So apparently the CEO, Bob Chapek, said Shang-Chi is going to be an experiment because we don't know how this movie is going to do. And it's kind of like, at first when I heard the comment, I'm thinking like, when he's, I don't think he meant it in a way that they're trying to portray it to mean. So this is what the actual actor says. So this is what he said first. He says, "We are not an experiment. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will preserve after an embattled year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the F up to make history on September 3rd. Join us." So that's extremely vague what he said. Like what does that mean? It's super vague. So I'm trying to. I think some people thought like I think some people was like taking the connotations of like a racist tone to it, like because it was like the first MCU Asian main lead. I think a lot of people were taking it that way, but I honestly thought like he made this statement that was about like because of the whole the COVID thing. It like it evolved until the Delta variant. Like this thing is almost like freezing to this point. Like this COVID thing, like is it gonna be the final form? Yeah, like what's going on? It got so many different transformations. Like that's what I think he was talking about. Like it's like we got this new variant now, so like people are like trying to get sick. They're not trying to go to their theaters because of this whole Delta thing. So I thought that's what he was talking about initially, but like people took the comment another way. I wish he was kind of more clear about what he stated. Like, I wish it was kind of a little bit more clear that because of the Delta thing or whatever, because people are taking it, they take it as comment different ways. And it's like, and then the actor is making us reply like this. Like, it's super vague, too. Like, this actor's response is like super vague. So it's like, I don't know what he's talking about in this reply, but yeah, a lot of controversies happening at Disney right now. They recently had the Scarlett Johansson sue for Black Widow box office sales. She didn't think she got paid enough, or they altered her contract for some reason because of the Disney Plus sales. She wasn't getting that money. So yeah, a lot of things are going on at Disney that it's like a lot of controversial stuff. So this is the newest controversy. But this movie though, like the movie looks interesting. It looks okay, but it's like, am I risking going to the theaters to watch this movie? I don't know. I'm not going to the theaters to watch this movie. I'll wait till it releases on Blu-ray or 4K. It's like I'm not paying $30 to watch this on Disney Plus. If it was maybe like 20, sure, I'll pay 20 to watch this movie. I'm not paying 30. 30 is like too much. That's too ridiculous to me. I didn't pay 30 for Black Widow either, and I didn't go see that in theaters. That's like the Bob Chapek does have a point because it is an experiment. It is an experiment. He's right about that because we got the whole Delta variant. So I don't know, like it's just like I think he should have just said clearly because of the whole pandemic thing because it could be up for interpretation what he meant by experiment. People could be offended by that phrasing. So yeah, I don't think he meant for it to be racist though. I honestly don't think he meant to be racist, but I am not for defending these big billionaire companies either, though. So if he was meaning to be racist, then hey, it is what it is. I don't know what he meant by the statement, but I think he's talking about the whole pandemic reason because a lot of people don't want to go to theaters. But let's read the comments, see what people are saying about this. I mean, technically, every movie that comes out now is somewhat of an experiment. They still don't know exactly how the movie will perform during a pandemic. Yeah, because a lot of movies are not doing well like they should have been doing. A lot of movies are not performing very well. Like some movies before the whole Delta thing got serious, it was doing really well. But once the thing reached like this whole new variants, like people are hesitant to go to the theaters. It's like even in my job right now, it's like we didn't have to wear face masks, but now they implement the face mask thing again. So people are freaking out a little bit about this whole Delta thing. So that would definitely impact the theater sales. So. So she says, maybe don't use that kind of language for the first movie you do with an Asian lead. Just a thought. And I saw some replies to this one. So people were saying like that Mulan was like another lead movie, but I think you talking about the cartoon one, that one did pretty well, but the live action one that didn't do so well. Live action Mulan didn't do that well, but So that wasn't the first movie that Disney did. When we talking about the MCU, then yeah, it has a point. But LOL, all movies are an experiment right now. Nobody's trying to get COVID. Like I get what he was trying to say, but for many people, this movie is more than just an experiment. This is cultural representation never seen before in the MCU. Now this is the point that people were talking about. Like maybe he was talking about like the Asian aspect of it, but I don't know if he was like I was like it was so vague. Like it's like you said, the experiment thing is so vague. That's such a vague wording of that statement that you can be interpreted in many ways. So, but if you took it as in the like he's talking about the race or like Asian representation, then some people were offended by this statement. So he says they should be doing everything they can to elevate it, not treat it like it's something that could fail. Well, I completely understand Simu Liu's response if Chapek was referring to the movie and its Asian representation as experimental. I believe Chapek was referring to how Disney released the movie no permit access. Oh yeah, because this movie is gonna be I believe it's gonna be theaters only for 45 days. Then they're gonna put it to Disney Plus. This same with this one and there was something else. They doing the same thing for the 45-day thing. But yeah, I'm not going to see this in theaters. I'm not doing that. And it's like the movie looks okay to me. Like I mainly want to see it for the Abomination. I heard they're gonna have Abomination in this movie, so we kind of want to see it just for that. But yeah, I think even the toys are like. I think even the toys are not doing well because I was seeing like some posts as well, where, like the toys are like clearance. All the Shang Chi toys were like clearance already. The movie isn't even out in theaters yet, so I mean that's not a good sign. But everything's been delayed. There's like everything's been hacked because it's so COVID thing. So I mean, how much can you really expect? So was Black Panther an experiment? No. So neither should Shang Chi. What? What was this comment, bro? Like, what is the comment? What is Black Panther doing? Okay, unless they take it. Okay, they're literally meaning it as like the representation of the people on the big screen. I think that's what this guy's trying to say. But okay, Black Panther didn't come out in a pandemic. It's two different thought processes. It's two different thought processes of people who interpreted that quote from Bob Chapek. So some people are taking it one way, some people are taking it another way. So it's just flip a coin on which one you think which point you meant. Disney deserved to be called out. Bad choice of words, but also I believe other movies have been released in theaters in the pandemic, but were not called an experiment. So the call out is definitely deserved. Dude, it's like okay, I agree. Bad choice of words, definitely a bad choice of words. It's like if you're a CEO, it's like you could, if I'm a CEO, I'm definitely making sure what I say is very clear, so it can't be misconstrued because you don't want this big PR nightmare right here. But him saying other movies released during the pandemic, true, but it's like it was different phases of this pandemic. It was like one phase where people were like partying, going to bars and things like that. But now it's like, hey, we got this Delta thing now, so people, this new wave of the virus, so people are not trying to catch that. So yeah, it's like you gotta keep adapting constantly with this thing. It's just completely like over with. So I disagree. He meant this movie as an experiment, as in his first film to do a traditional theater release since the lockdown started. Trust me, there's a lot of people I know who I love going to the movies, but still won't, even after both shots. Not too smart on Simu's part. Humble yourself, but you've been given a huge gift by the man you're apparently calling out, and most likely had a say in choosing you for this role. Was the comment really that deep? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It is kind of these actors. It is kind of like they're burning bridges with like the Disney. It's kind of like Scarlett Johansson. She has a right to sue Disney, but it's kind of like she's burned a huge bridge with Disney, though. And same with like this Simon Liu guy. It's like, sure, you can call him out, but it's kind of like you're burning bridges for what? It's like at one part, it's like his comment was so vague. It's like, I can understand he clearly said something about like Asian people, but it was super vague about what he said experiment. But I don't know. I just don't see the need to burn unnecessary bridges for no reason. Think he's taking a comment a little out of context from Disney's point of view. They need to know how a movie would do. They need to know how well a movie can do just in cinemas in the world we're in. Yeah, Asians, let's unite once again. All he commented on was that the form being an experiment, not the movie. It's not a big deal. I'm pretty, yeah. Why would you say that? Doesn't make sense. Okay, so why would you say something against the Asian community? I don't like. I'm pretty sure the movies, the MCU and the Disney movies, they probably make the most money overseas in like China, I believe. So why would he say something? don't make any sense. I was like, that would be like a huge PR nightmare there too. I was like, I don't know. They might be racist, but it doesn't make any sense if you are that big of a racist that you want to lose all that money. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's see. I don't think he meant experiment due to it being an Asian-led film, but it feels that as a factor is why they choose this film to test with theaters only. You only experiment when the outcome isn't as important to you. Pissing off an OG Avenger and one of the stars of the next 10 years of Marvel does not seem like a good business plan. Chapek is off to a very, very rough start. And it wasn't that deep. Let's see. To dial it back a little, everyone is so damn touchy and sensitive these days. In the end, it's just the movie. Jesus, the term experiment, was a judge of the film's hard work and preservers in a way of seeing this through during these times. Not the best terminology, Bob. What is this? Okay. Chapek needs to go. Bring back Iger. Chapek comments was taken out of context. Yeah, nobody truly knows what this guy means, bro. Here, just leave it as that. No one truly knows what this guy means, man. That comment was super vague. It was super vague as possible. It's like, I'm going to conclude it right here. No one truly knows what that means. I'm going to leave it off as that. It's like, only person who really knows what he means is him himself. It's like, when he makes statements, just not make them as vague next time because we don't know if he's just a racist or if he's just like, hey, because of this whole pandemic, we don't know how this movie's going to do as an experiment. So who knows? So I'm going to conclude it right here. Everyone see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.